Well, folks, how's it going today? It's a beautiful winter day here. I've got an unexpected little bit of work. I haven't been doing a whole lot of videos lately because I've been doing a lot of inside work on my project. But, well, I just ran into, well, I didn't run into this. Somebody else did. I got a fence that's down and busted over. I have a double H brace here. And all three of these posts are just snapped clean off. You can see though, that's almost to be expected, right? This batch of posts, I treated them myself, and they just never, they're not successful treated posts. They snap far too easily. I believe this is one as well. It actually took treatment. You can see how loose it is in the ground. Yeah. So that's a double H brace because my fence was going right along here. Then I had to make a corner. I had to make a couple of corners right here. This is the edge of my property where my driveway comes out onto the road. So what happened was somebody in a semi truck pulling out of my driveway tried to make this right-hand corner into here, and they caught this railroad tie with the trailer. And they drug this railroad tie right out of the ground. It was a solid 3 foot down, which pulled this one over and pushed this one over and just made a mess of the corner. It's fine. It happens. I'm not too upset about it. I talked to the neighbor about it, and we'll work on putting it back together. But the big thing is this is the containment for my animals with access to the creek. All winter I like to let the animals drink out of that creek rather than out of stock tanks. That creek is always flowing. It doesn't freeze up unless it gets really cold. So it saves me a lot of money and hassle of having to fill stock tanks if they can just drink out of the creek. So I need to fix this corner so I can let the animals back in here for the winter. And I'm trying to think if I can change it up a little bit, maybe open it up. It's difficult to open this corner up though. This corner is so funky shaped. You can see how it's shaped because of the creek right here, the irrigation ditch. And I just don't have that much space in here along this irrigation ditch, right? Especially if I go with an H brace. So I've got to think of a way. I mean, I could make a stronger corner and move my third H brace back over there, but I'd really have to make right here, I'd have to really make that a much stronger corner, and it's hard to do if you can't get an H brace that's spaced out enough, right, to get the leverages to counterbalance and counteract each other. Anyways, that's what I got going on right now. So for right now, excuse me, I think I'm finally going through changes. I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up a little bit and get this broken post out of here and just get stuff going. So I'm trying to think of which is the best fence to put in here. I've got that well drilling pipe. I got another shipment of that I was going to use for around the house. I'm almost thinking about building a corner H brace out of the well drilling pipe right there, and dispensing with the railroad ties. Maybe move the railroad ties over here. I don't know. I just don't know. What I do know is I don't want to be doing this again in 5 years. So I want to make sure that I All right, we got a lot of the busted up wire, an old feeder. I don't even know where that thing came from. 1/8 brace out, one railroad tie out. The rest of it, well, I'm gonna have to use a loader to pick those up. So that's all right. I wanna level this, knock this berm down anyway. So let's go get the tractor and get the rest of these out of here. Yeehaw. So I thought about it, different options on replacing that fence, and I decided to go ahead and go with the pipe style fence, right? These well drilling pipes. They're not cheap, but I ordered a few for some other projects, and so I've got a couple. I ordered a couple extra. I'm going to cut these down. I need at least 6 posts to make 2 double H braces and then a single H brace. And I just got to get my torch out. I figured my torch is the best way. I've tried chop saws. I've tried, what else did I try? Yeah, just mainly my chop saw, right? So an abrasive chop saw, and it takes a while to cut through this. This stuff is fairly thick wall, 2 3/8. Actually, I think this is my lightest pipe out of all of them. It's a different style than the rest of my pipe. It's got a different coupling and it's lighter. Doesn't matter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one here into 4 8-foot fence posts. This one here will get cut into 7-footers. I've had really good success with just 7-footers, but where I have a lot of terrain over there, where that ditch crosses the road crosses the ditch, whatever, I want a little bit of extra length, right? So I want to punch it down. I just freehanded on here some drawings to be able to notch the pipes too with the torch. So I'll notch this end. It'll be close enough. I'll fill in any gap with the welder, a little grinder work. So notch, come down here to about 8 foot. I've got a slash right here. That gives me a spear point. Much easier to drive than if I just cut it straight. A lot harder to drive than if I cut a spear point into it. So I'll cut a spear point, come down another 8 foot, saddle a notch. That'll saddle a notch for this post and that post. Another 8 foot with a spear point. Then down to the end with another notch for the seating pipe on top. So I'll drive these down to about 4 foot, just over 4 foot above the ground, and then you weld a whole pipe or another pipe across the top in those saddles. It's what I do. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm back out on this fence today. I'm going to pound in the 2 center posts in here and weld on some top rails. Drug those out here today. I've got a couple of welders, my generator, my torch, everything I need. I pounded these posts in 6 days ago, and since then my corner post has already been ran over. I've been here about 12 years. This is a shared driveway. There's 4 places, including my own, on this driveway. One is a over-the-road trucker. He full-size truck, single trailer. He's been here 12 years the whole time. Never had a problem, never hit my fence. And that was with my fence corner ending right about here-ish. So another 10 or 12 foot further in towards the road. 12 years, no problem. He's not my only neighbor. I'm venting right now. I'm pretty upset. I don't know if this will make the final cut. Less than a week before it got ran over. And you can see the tracks of the trailer. And boy, you can see that track right there. I don't know if you can make it. There's the tread right there. I mean, right over the top of the damn pole. And you know, if that had been a loaded trailer, he's got a shot of going into the ditch. So he's got that going for him. So not sure what I'm going to do at this point, right? I don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again. Trying to think of the best way to approach this. And maybe I can come back further from the road and dive across there. The problem is that gives me a longer span to go across. And I was already at the maximum span I wanted to go, the maximum unsupported span. It's an interesting concept, right? So I could go with a truss type span, beg, steal, borrow, or buy an old metal roof truss off of an old commercial building. If I could get my hands on those, that'd make it easy to span across that ditch. But as it sits right now with the materials I have, they're not the right materials. They're not suited for it. So yeah, so as long as I have the other neighbor truck driver, I don't think it's wise of me to put that corner back where it was, you know. And maybe I ought to pull it back far enough that if he does tip it over in the ditch, I don't lose my fence. I don't know. Or maybe that's just sour grapes. Anyways, if you guys have any ideas, let me know. I don't know if I want to post this before I finish the whole project or not. It's don't know if I'll split this up or if I'll complete it and then post a video. I got some things to do. Anyways, more work to do. I'll figure this out. We'll get it done.